Okay, we're going to try that one more time. Welcome back to Baby Got Stacks.
I was like, we only said one line so far. So
Yeah. We act like we had been recording this entire time. We're like, oh, God. This week, we are doing something a little different. We're doing the two books. We got a twofer. Cozy Murder. Cozy Murder. For the holiday season.
Murder. No one loves a cozy murder more than me in December.
La 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 la.
Oh, murder.
Mine was a sprinkling of murder. I can't say murder without saying it like that. It's just murder. A sprinkling of murder by Daryl Wood Gerber. This is a fairy garden mystery, and fun fact, this is number 1 in a currently 4-book series.
I definitely thought you were gonna say 40. And I was like,
oh my god, no. That would suck though. That'd be my luck. I'd choose 1. I'd be like, oh god.
40.
This takes place in like a very small town, and so each book is about another murder that happens in that town. So it's all same characters, which is nice. So you don't have to think about it too hard. There are a lot of characters in this book. I will say.
Yeah, you showed me that list. It warranted a whole character list.
Yeah, it wasn't. I will say it was not hard to keep track of who was who.
That's nice.
She did a very good job of that. I don't know what other books. Oh, she writes a lot of like cozy murder, like Cookbook Nook Mysteries, French Bistro. Yeah, she's got
cute.
Yeah. What was yours?
Oh, yes. Mine was Mimi Lee Gets a Clue. It is number 1 in the Sassy Cat Mystery series.
Love a good sassy cat.
Yes. And it is following Mimi Lee, who just opened up her pet grooming business in LA. It's called Holly Wolf.
Love it.
And for the grand opening, her sister gives her this fluffy white cat and names it Marshmallow, and they solve mystery.
I love it.
Because, spoiler alert, the cat is telepathic.
That does it for me. It's sold. Sold.
And we can talk to the cat.
That is fantastic. There is a cat also in my book. She has a ragdoll cat. I don't know why I can't remember the name of this cat, but I will get the name of it. My book is about Courtney. Courtney can see fairies. She first saw fairies when she was very young. And after her mother died when she was 10, she lost her touch of magic and could not see fairies at all until she was 29 when she rediscovered them after she left her father's landscaping business to start a fairy garden business of her own. This book takes place in Carmel, California. So she her store is Open Your Imagination, and she teaches garden designs and sells everything from fairy figurines to wind chimes and fountains. And she basically has like little workshops for people to make their own fairy gardens and like learn how to.
That's really fun. I used to vacation in Carmel.
Oh, really?
Yes, as a child. It's a very fancy, rich section of the coast. And that would 100% be one of the stores I would walk into.
Amazing. Well, yeah. So I didn't know it was actually a thing. I didn't know it was a real place. I guess I should have done my homework, but you know.
Lovely.
So then she one night she has a fairy um, that
She was a fairy.
that helps her, and I'm trying to get to. There's a list of who's who that
I
I'm
say I really
trying
like
to.
the character list was divided by humans and fairies to
Right.
further help keep track of who was who.
So basically, the fairy finds the fairy. I don't want to say is like telepathic, but senses that something is going to happen, but doesn't know
Mm,
what. And so obviously, it makes Courtney on edge. Like, okay, is it going to happen to me? Is it going to happen to someone close by me? Like, what is happening?
yeah.
And all of a sudden, at like 5 in the morning, her fairy wakes her up and says that something happened at the store. And so she rushes down and finds that Mick Watkins, who owns the dog grooming business next door to her, is dead in her shop. Like, was murdered. Yeah. And so
In
then
her shop?
in her shop. So then she's like, how
Oh
did he
god,
get
yeah.
in here? Because he doesn't have a
Yeah.
key. And the front door was open. And then there's like a secret passageway. So now she's trying to figure out how he knew about it and like why was he in her shop? And then
Hey.
and then it comes to light that he was cheating on his wife with this like councilwoman of the town. And at one point, after he dies, the councilwoman goes to the wife and was like, I would like my lingerie back. And so at one town hall meeting, she brings the lingerie back in front of everyone, and it is fantastic.
Juicy.
I love it. I love it. So it's kind of so this book kind of gives me like clue vibes of like who did it and how. And there's like all these
Mm,
different people that could possibly be suspects.
yeah.
And because it happened in Courtney's store, she's the main suspect and she's
Mm.
trying to find the killer, which is pissing off the police left and right.
Oh yeah.
Which I gave it a 4 out of 5 because sometimes Courtney, the main character, tried really hard to figure out who the killer was. And even after they were like, you didn't do it, she still was like meddling in people's.
That's why I gave mine a 4 out of
And I
5.
was like, girl, just calm it
Yeah,
down.
you're looking suspicious.
Okay, Pixie is the ragdoll kitten that she takes around
Cute,
everywhere.
cute.
And then Fiona is her fairy. So there's not very many fairies around. You have to believe to see them and things
Mm.
like that. Um, so there's
Classic
Fiona.
fairy lore.
There's Meriwether, who is one of her
Very
neighbor's
weather.
fairies. And then there's Zephyra, which is another fairy that I believe works in the library. Um, and so, yeah, it's kind of like uppity people too. Like there's obviously the councilwoman. She's
Mm.
got these like two dogs that don't behave very well. And then there's another lady that's like prominent. She's got this horrible poodle named Coco. Um, and so you kind of get that mix of like who did it, but then you kind of get the background story of like why she thinks they did it.
Mm.
And then there's like this other person that owns a store across the street that just bought it out, and he actually went to high school with the main character Courtney, and so there's kind of a love interest between them. They kind of flirt a little bit, but like not. There's like no spice or there's like no,
Mm.
they don't even have a
Yeah, yeah,
kiss.
yeah, yeah.
But I'm hoping maybe in the next books we're gonna
Mm.
get some spice. Probably not, but you know. But yeah, so it's basically her trying to like solve his murder of why he was killed and for what reason. There
Mm.
was a lot of people like the landlord was trying to kick him out for some reason, and then like she thought well maybe his wife did it because she found out he was cheating,
Cheating. Mm.
and then it's like well maybe her name's Petra, which just reminded me of Jane the Virgin.
Uh, mm.
um that's the councilwoman. So then she's like, well, maybe Petra did it. So then she's trying to find all their alibis. And I'm like, girl, you need to calm. Yeah. Like she's leaving voicemails on the cop's like
Oh,
cell
yeah, yeah, yeah.
phone.
Yeah.
I'm like, you were not helping your. So I'm like, I kind of didn't like how like too far she'd get sometimes,
Mm.
but I still liked it. I'm curious though. I'm not gonna give it away of who did it and why. I'm curious that if you were to read it, because you're really good at figuring out like right off the bat.
Ah, yes,
I'm
yes.
curious to see how quick you would figure it out. I, for one, did not figure it out. Right off the bat. No, but I'm very oblivious to all of that. So yeah, it was nice. You get like the fairy that is at her place did something bad. She never says what she did, but basically she was like banished from interacting with any other fairies and has to like earn her wings basically back.
Oh,
And so she's
okay.
like helping Courtney solve this murder to hopefully help like with the queen fairy of gaining it back.
Cute.
And then she really goes into a lot of details about like fairy gardens, and it's really interesting to like read all the little things, and I really liked it. Like it was very
Nice.
cozy.
It
Yeah.
was real
It was
cozy.
real cozy. I liked it. I would definitely read the other ones. I'm curious to see. It's like some of them are tied to like other characters of the book of who gets
Mm.
murdered, and some like you'll. I was reading some, and I was just like, oh, okay, I remember like that character kind of being like touched upon
Uh,
on the first book, and so I'm
does she
like,
get her wings at the end of this one?
she gets yeah, they're starting to come in.
Cute.
Yeah, she's getting her adult wings, and
Oh.
I know it's so cute.
Precious.
That's why she was asleep. She's like was gone a lot towards the end, and because she was at the library, like helping with another fairy that works in the library, and then she was like kept sleeping a lot, and she was like, I figured out why I was sleeping a lot, and like she shows, and like some of her adult wings are sprouting, and she was like, I was
Oh,
sleeping a lot because my wings are coming. It was really cute. I really
cute.
liked it. Yeah, it was cute.
Love it.
I love it. Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, mine. So Mimi opens up this pet grooming place. She has this cat that she can talk to, and since it's like in a fancy part of LA, a lot of ladies were coming in with like their little prissy chihuahuas.
Mm-hmm.
And she noticed that a lot of them have like a leg issue, like they're limping or holding it up and whatnot. And then she finds out they're all from the same like breeder guy. And so she goes over to this guy's, oh, what was his name? Let me try to find his name. Russ Nolan. She goes over to him and like yells at him like, get your shit together, or I'm gonna call the cops and like report you for animal abuse. And she's like, and you better do it too or else. And then he has a very nosy neighbor.
Mm-hmm.
So the next day the police come to her pet grooming place saying like he's dead and you were overheard saying or else. And
Mm-hmm.
so she has to figure out how the fuck and who the fuck. Um, and yes, and her cat has good ideas and helps her out. She brings him everywhere. And like for the nosy neighbor, she really likes her cat. And so like in order to like get her talking and like giving her more clues, like the cat like does little tricks. He's like, okay, just throw the ball at me and I'll catch it. To like get her to talk more like a reason why they're there.
Yeah.
And she's neighbors at home to an upcoming lawyer guy. He's like just out of school, in school, but he has to take on so many cases an hour, blah blah blah. So he takes on
Oh, okay.
hers, but they flirt. And one of my another reason I only gave it 4 out of 5 stars is because it took 2 seconds for them to officially start dating.
Oh.
And he
Okay.
meets her family in this book.
Oh
It was
wow.
all too fast for me.
See,
There was no build up.
mine made a little more sense that he like knew her dad and stuff already because they went to high school together, and then they like kind of grew apart because I guess he was a senior in high school and she was a freshman, and they like played basketball together and things like that. But
Cute.
then she was like,
Yeah.
he'd never go for me.
Oh.
I know, it's
Yeah,
kind
this one it all happened too fast and so
of,
quickly and simply. It's like and then all of a sudden they're all
yeah.
happy
Like all
together.
the
It's like,
puzzle pieces just
wait
fit
a
together.
second. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so it's just her going around trying to clear her name, but she's also calling the detective and saying something like, "You're just further implicating yourself." Because like, how would you know? Oh, you're talking to the neighbor trying to get her to see what his alibi. And yeah, it's like, ma'am, you gotta cool it. Also, you have a talking cat, and you can't explain why you know some of these things because the cat can telepathically talk to some of the dogs that were with the
Um,
breeder, and so yeah, and then some of them just had puppies, so the cat was talking to the puppies and then like relaying the information and be like, they heard a lady come in kind of late at night after they ate dinner, and like she didn't have like a click clacky sound when she was walking like the other lady, and so like she shouldn't be able to know some of this information.
That's what the fairies too. Like they can go to like different places in Carmel, and so she was like, "How am I gonna?" Because she wasn't at the store like at 5 a.m, and all of a sudden Fiona came in, and so she was like, "Fuck! Like how am I gonna figure out like
Yeah.
why I was here in the first place
Like
without being
how
like it was
you
me who
explain
killed him?"
yourself. It
Yeah,
was me.
it was me. Yeah,
And
so
yeah.
she has to like, and sometimes she'll talk to herself too, and so people look at her and she's like, "Don't mind me." Yeah.
Yeah. And so yeah, she ends up as one of the neighbors or one of the ladies who adopted the chihuahuas.
Mm,
And they go back and forth,
I'm
going
intrigued.
around town.
I
Good
do.
time.
Yeah. It seems like our books are pretty similar in the sense of like the main character is trying to figure out who killed and like is a suspect, but like
Yeah.
obviously like, they're not a suspect, and so
I feel like that's pretty classic of most cozy murders. Because
and
what
there's
makes it
like
cozy is nothing's like extremely detailed or gruesome. It's a nice, fun, like going around Scooby Doo
yeah.
style.
It definitely, yeah, because there was at one point when, so she's like, she gets to the body, and the fairy is like, take photos of everything. And she's like, okay, no, that makes sense, because when the cops get here, like, then they're gonna be running around. Like, I don't want them to do a crime scene. And then she's like, oh, and like, I think it was over there. And she was like, oh, there's a secret door. And she was like, well, move the vines and find out. And so then she's touching all the vines that are like covering the door. And then the cops are like, did you touch these vines? And she's like, maybe. And then at one point, she's like trying to figure out if Mick's wife was telling the truth, like where she was the night he died. And she was like at a horse ranch. And so she like goes to the horse ranch. And as she's there, having to like, she goes on a horse tour because she's trying to like talk to the guide of like, did you see this person on this date?
Yeah.
As she's like leaving, the cop sees her because he's there interrogating them of like to make sure the alibi checks out. And then he calls her. He's like, why did I see you at this horse ranch? She goes, I wanted to see the sunset with a horse ride. And he goes, I am not buying it. And she's like, well, did you get the answers I did? And he's like, I swear to God. I'm like, girl, calm it down. Yeah, so the fourth one just came out this year in like May
Oh,
2023.
nice. This one was the last one came out in 2021, and
Oh, okay.
Jennifer J Chow is onto a new series. Number one is called Death by Bubble Tea series. Not now.
Oh,
It's the LA Night Market Mysteries, and that first one came out in 2022, and then
okay.
the second one just came out this past summer. Hot Pot Murder.
I realized that all of the books have the ragdoll cat in them.
Nice.
So there's a sprinkling of murder, a glimmer of a clue, a hint of mischief, and a flicker of a doubt.
Nice. Yeah, that's what Mimi Lee gets a clue. Mimi Lee reads between the lines, and then Mimi Lee cracks the code. And yes, Snowball is on the cover of all of them with her.
Well, and if I remember correctly, like we just chose these books at Barnes and Noble. Like we hadn't heard of
we
these
saw
authors.
them, and they were cute.
They got me, and I'm glad that I like mine a lot.
I like
so
mine.
I think
I'm definitely gonna finish it.
I definitely want to get all of them. They're super cute.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that like she writes all these cozy like this one's called, so how many are in a cookbook nook? Oh god, she's got 12 in the cookbook nook.
Ooh.
And they all have an orange kitty in them. So I'm assuming that there's an orange baby. Oh, look at his little.
Oh, he's so tiny.
He's so cute. He's a little orange kitten. And I wonder. Oh, and it's. Oh my god, he's doing the puzzle. He is doing the puzzle.
Stop it. How is he holding that pen?
Oh my God, look at that little majestic angel. Okay, and then a deadly eclair is a French bistro mystery. Oh, and there's only two. A souffle of suspicion. I love it.
Stop it.
Oh my God. Oh, and there's like a where's the other? There's like a striped kitty on this one.
Ooh.
And this one you can kind of see.
Oh. Naturally trying to get the food on the table.
Love it.
Love to see it.
There's only two of those. So I'm assuming that the cookbook ones. Oh, and then there's an Aspen Adams novel of suspense. I have no idea what
Oh,
that is.
wow.
And there's three of those. Interesting. Huh, okay. Well then.
I mean, these are just like fun little cozy mysteries you can read in like one go. Just like wrap yourself in a blanket, some hot
Oh, there's
cocoa.
is there another one coming out? April 23, 2024. Yep, A Twinkle of Trouble. Yep.
Stop it. That looks so magical.
I think you'd really like them.
Those are cute.
Then some I will say sometimes she went like I feel like too much into detail on like building a fairy garden. Like okay,
Mm-hmm.
and I kind of like fast. I'm like, all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
I get it. But I
I mean,
thought
yeah, the writing. I mean, don't expect like award-winning literature, but it's good and they're just fun. They're just meant to be fun.
and I
Fun little
guess
reads.
I don't know if it was this book specifically, but it says Daryl Wood Gerber, Agatha award-winning author. So I'm like, oh,
Oh.
I'm like okay, thought that was fun.
Oh yeah, mine's besides the Agatha Anthony and Lefty Award nominated and SoCal Indie Best-Selling LA Night Market Mysteries and the Lefty Award nominated Sassy Cat Mystery. He writes the Winston Wong Cozy series under J Chow.
Huh. She did. It says fun tidbit. As an actress, she appeared in Murder, She Wrote. She loves to cook, and she has a frisky golden doodle named Sparky who keeps her in line. Yeah, I really liked him. There was one part that was really cute where she did a like a how to because she was really concerned. She's like, okay, well, someone died in my shop, and I feel like no one's gonna want to come in, and so she tries to do like free classes of like how tos and stuff.
Oh yeah.
And at one point, there was like some older women and then some moms that had some like littler kids. And there was one in there that was a boy who like did not want to be in there.
He wasn't
And so
feeling
she
it.
got him to like come up and help her like figure out how to like make his own fairy garden. And so he made like a spaceship one because she had like spaceships and things like
Cute.
that. And so they used like a bunch of rocks because on space there's rocks. And I don't know, it was really cute that she got him involved and he was like all for it. It was so funny.
Cute.
I guess I can go too. So my book has a 3.86 on Goodreads. Only 1,209 ratings. It's very low. Mainly 4 stars. Let's see. All the 1-star comments, there's like barely any, but they were just 1 star. Like they didn't write anything.
Oh, they didn't write anything.
Let's go to the 2. Let's see. Yeah, someone was like, sorry, but meh, this one got on my nerves because the main character becomes a prime suspect for no real reason whatsoever other than turning up at the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, he died in her shop.
He did. Well, then, of course, like, they're like, well, what were you doing last night? And she was like, well, I was at home and I was in a group chat with people. And he was like, well, what group chat? And it was like fairy garden group chat or whatever.
Yeah.
And then he was like, well, how can we know it was you on that computer and not like someone else standing in for you? I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah.
but then her name is, I think, Joss. She is like the bookkeeper or like the other employee in the store, and
Mm.
she's not an elf. They say what she is, but she's not human. So she has like pointed
Oh.
ears, but she's smaller than most humans.
Huh.
But she can see fairies and things like that, and she's really good because of like what she is. She's really good at like
Ah.
numbers, things like that, and so she helps with like the books and things. So
Huh, but not an elf.
I I don't think she's. Maybe it says it. I don't think it says it, and I mean I feel like it. Let me see.
I can't think of my mystical creatures right now.
I forgot her last name was Timberlake.
Mm.
Yeah, it just says assistant at open your imagination. Okay. Well, damn. Yeah, there's Mick owned Wizard of Paws. That was his. That was his.
Stop it.
Yeah. And then there's
My go
there,
ahead.
there's a newspaper called Carmel Pinecone. I don't know what the pine cone's for, but I was like,
I
okay.
wonder if that's like what their actual newspaper is,
I don't know.
or she made that part up. I don't know.
I don't know.
Definitely don't
Okay.
look at the newspapers anywhere.
Nah,
So
no. Yeah. Someone said 2 stars. The fairy seemed pretty ordinary.
the fairy seemed pretty ordinary.
Good.
What?
Good gracious. All right.
You
What
know
is?
the words you were saying?
All right. What's yours at?
Mine's at a 3.42.
Okay.
It has 1,488 ratings.
Okay.
The 3 stars just barely go past the amount of 4. But yeah, not many actual reviews from people. Let's see what's in the ones. Plot holes and random jumps, which I mean, it's like cozy mysteries. You're gonna get like Scooby
It's
Doo.
Scooby Doo. Yeah, it's Scooby Doo.
All this the dialogue is comically stilted. The mystery is boring. Well, you don't care about enough animals. Rude. This book is like how middle schoolers imagine the world works.
Yikes. But I feel like, I mean, you have to want to read a cozy mystery.
Yeah.
Like it's a type of book that like you either like
A
it or
lot
you
of it's
don't.
just saying
Like,
the writing.
no.
It's like it's a cozy mystery. Like
It's
you're not
cozy.
it's cozy. You're not gonna get complex. Like you want like much more involved and read like a thriller mystery.
Yeah.
Not a fun little good time book.
Yeah, this book
It has a talking cat. What do you want from it? What
know,
else could you possibly ask for?
I'm still baffled by the fairies are just ordinary. What fairies have you met? I don't understand.
Yeah, I know. This was pretty basic.
It's like, well, what fairies? I'm very confused by it. Okay.
I hate people.
Okay.
Well, next week, next Sunday, is that Christmas Eve? Christmas Eve. Christmas is on a Monday. So yeah,
Yeah, we're doing Love Light Farms.
we're doing Love Life Farms. I'm so wanting to love these because I have all of them in the series and they look so cute.
Same, and I think one just came or is coming out. Came out. Hold on a minute.
I feel like one just came out. The third one.
No.
Oh.
Wrong.
Wrong.
I meant to say more, and then my brain was like,
Mm-mm.
Business Casual is the 4th book in the series and is coming out July 16th of 2024.
Okay.
And that is what. Okay, there we go.
Oh, cute.
So
I wonder if
I love the covers of these books.
if
The
the other
neutrals.
ones. I know. They're aesthetically pleasing and there's no like faces. It's not like cartoon people, but they're like, yeah. I wonder if this one's the only Christmassy themed one. Because then I would have thought if they were all Christmas-ish, that they would have come out later in the year, like October, November. You know what I mean? And that one didn't necessarily look.
So Love Light Farms is where these take place, if I'm reading this right, because the second book says she returns to the last place she was happy at Love Light Farms in the tiny town of Inglewild. That's a strange name, but so I don't think that that's Christmassy.
Well, I guess a Christmas tree farm has other businesses throughout the rest of the year.
I guess.
Yes.
Fine.
Kill the magic.
I feel like I'm gonna like this already because it says two best friends fake date to reach their holiday happily ever after in this romantic comedy in the Love Light series. A pasture of dead trees, a hostile takeover of the Santa barn by a family of raccoons, and shipments that have mysteriously gone missing. I am so excited to read about these raccoons causing a wreck.
I do want to do a hostile takeover of Santa.
Love Light Farms is not the magical winter wonderland of Stella Bloom's dreams. In an effort to save the Christmas tree farm she loved since she was a kid, she enters a contest with Instagram famous influencer Evelyn St. James. With the added publicity and the $100,000 cash prize, she might just be able to save the farm from its financial woes. There's one problem. To make the farm seem like a romantic destination for the holidays, she lied on her application and said she owns Love Light Farms with her boyfriend. Only there is no boyfriend. Enter best friend Luca Peters. He just stopped by for some hot chocolate and somehow got a farm and a serious girlfriend in the process. But fake dating his best friend might be the best Christmas present he's ever received.
Oh, I do like fake dating.
And I like comedic, like rom-com-y.
I do love a good rom-com. I will say, I think one of my least favorite romance tropes is friends to lovers.
Yeah.
But then one of my favorite is fake dating, so we'll see how this goes.
Well, friends to lovers can get me really mad because they take it's so a slow burn.
It's like just get over yourselves and just say your feelings.
Yeah. Yeah, because it usually those are the slow burn where you're on like page 400 and they just like held hands and you're like, just get on with it.
Damn it! I was like, that's why people we meet on vacation is one of my least favorite Emily Henry. I haven't read A Funny Story yet, so of the three first ones, it's my least favorite because that's friends to lovers. They do get together more quickly than a lot of other friends to lovers, I will say, but
doesn't
still,
she have multiple books coming out?
A Funny Story just came out, and then she's already. Oh wait, no, other way around. What's the pink? Oh, Happy Place just came out, and then A Funny Story is coming out soon.
Yes.
Or she already announced it, at least.
Yes.
That's what I was thinking.
That's right. What is the? Well, I thought there was a different book, but maybe it's just because it was a different cover that was throwing me off. Okay, well. There's one book that's called You. I don't understand. That's wrong. You and Me on Vacation. That's not the book name. So whoever put that on Goodreads is a liar.
Well, I wonder if it has different titles in like other countries or something.
Oh. Okay, well maybe you're not a liar. I went too far. I'm sorry.
But I mean, I don't know. It's definitely called People We Meet on Vacation here. Which the title also bothers me because it's them two going on vacation together.
Oh.
And they're already friends. That's why they're going on vacation together.
I loved Book Lovers though. That one was a great one.
I loved Book Lovers.
That one was good.
I'm trying to think. Book Lovers or
Beach Read.
Beach Read. I like them both.
I gave both 5 stars. Book Lovers.
I think I did too.
Cracked me up.
Remember.
That one was great.
Not that I dislike People We Meet on Vacation. It's just my least favorite of hers.
I still have to read
the
it.
Ones
I
I've
haven't read it. Yeah, I haven't read it.
You'll probably like it.
You know, have you you haven't read the second book of Akhtar, right? Have you? Have you not?
No, it's there staring me
So
down.
so Kayla messaged me
Ah.
on Instagram,
Mhm.
and she asked if we had read the second book yet, and I said I haven't, but I didn't know if you had. And
Not yet.
she said, because she I'm assuming she follows us on our podcast Instagram,
Mhm.
but she was like, the second book, she must have heard like us about the spice levels, like not. She says the second book ramps it up, and she says the spice
Oh.
level of the second one is like
Oh.
off the chart. And I was like, oh,
Well,
okay, well,
jumping back in.
like maybe I gotta go get the second book, because
But then it's still YA.
I don't know.
Is
I
it?
What did she say?
Let's just boggle my mind a little bit.
Well, it was weird seeing it in
Mm.
that. Let's.
Sorry, I did not think my nose sniffle would have been that loud in there.
She says you got to give the second one a go. The spice skyrockets. Definitely not YA anymore. LOL.
Oh,
So
she a thick book. I mean, it's next to me ready. Like I already chose my tabs for it.
yeah,
It's just a matter of getting to it. Maybe this weekend, since this rom-com will probably be pretty fast read, and then I have more days off due to the holiday.
I only have Friday off. That's
I have
it.
Monday, Tuesday,
Of this week?
next week,
Oh, next week.
Christmas, and
Oh,
the day after,
I just have Christmas off. I don't have the day after, so I have to work.
which is a real bummer because Christmas Day is a paid holiday for
Mhm.
me, but I already have Mondays off, so that won't count for me. And then
Damn.
Tuesday is not a paid day off, which is when I would normally be scheduled. So it doesn't do anything for me.
Dang.
I know. Such a bummer.
Yeah,
But oh
that's
well.
well. And then New Year's Day is on a Monday, so we
Mhm.
won't have to work then, which will be nice. So that way we won't have to worry about our
Right.
hangover,
Getting
because it's
rough,
gonna
rough,
be
man.
brutal.
Yeah. Ooh, maybe we should try to record early.
Yeah, I'm hoping that this Love Light Farms, I'll be able. I bring my stuff home with me now, so if we needed to record early, we could. So
Okay.
we can
Yeah.
do that.
We can figure it out.
I'm
Because
excited about next week.
I'll drop the January schedule probably very soon. So you can
Yeah.
see our January schedule. It is a book Ashley's already read and I haven't, so I'm scared. I'm a little scared.
Oh, I do know.
It
Okay.
clicked.
Yes.
So the most terrifying laugh possible for this.
I'm not. No, I thought maybe I'd read it again just to like familiarize myself with it, but nah, we're going
We're
in
not
blind.
revisiting.
No,
Well,
no.
maybe, I mean, the second one is just a novella, so maybe I'll
That
just read
second one
that
was
with it.
absolute trash. I
Uh,
want to see your reaction to that.
I'll read it. It's not like it'll add that much longer of a time. I'll just write myself a note.
It was trash. I
Let's see
read
if all
that.
you at home can guess what we're talking about first.
It goes on theme for how many episodes we will be on in
Yeah,
January. So
I mean,
if you
'cause
can
why
guess
not?
there's a number that's crazier than the
It's one of the
others
two funny numbers.
put together. Together.
Oh man. Thank you
Oh,
for the
yep.
hand visual.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay.
Okay, well, like and follow us wherever you're listening to this podcast. Follow us on Instagram at Baby Got Stacks Podcast. You can see our schedule for the month and what the book of the week is upcoming and
Mhm.
random other posts we remember to do sometimes. And the link in the bio, you can find our Goodreads and where else we're at sometimes.
Mhm.
Uh,
Yeah,
we don't
we're
do
just
a whole lot else. Period.
but no. I'm lucky I get the I took the photos for last week's book, and then yeah, I forgot to post
We
them.
call
So
it a day. you know, we
I get
show
there
up.
eventually. Like, I post them eventually.
Yeah, you can
We get
see
there.
all of our artistic work on our
Hmm.
Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a little spiel. Happy early holidays. See you
Yeah.
next week. Trying to
All right,
like
but
think what's supposed to go.
yeah, I think yeah, we'll see you next week for the our episode will come out Christmas Eve.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
we can wish you happy
preemptive.
holidays now and
Happy
later.
holidays.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Chrysler. Okay, we're
So,
leaving.
okay, bye guys.